How's it going, everyone? Let me know if you can hear me, please. Okay, good. You can hear me then. Good deal. I'm just trying to figure out this live streaming thing here. Go ahead, grab your adult beverage or whatever it is you drink, and let's have some fun. I'll try and answer questions for you and let you know what's coming up, and we'll go at this for a while. I'm actually up in my hotel room up in Virginia Beach. Hey Joe, how you doing? John Cool Cat, buddy. Aussie Model Builder, excellent. Hey Gary, how are you, buddy? It's the first time doing this for me. I got a new camera for Christmas, so I try and figure it out. How did I become so badass at customs? Wow. I guess I had a lot of spare time on my hands. Here's a quick story for you. I was stationed up at West Point back in the early, mid to late 80s. And I was skiing one day, excuse me, and I fell down and I broke both my legs. Well, I had gotten an airbrush for Christmas, so I crawled down to the basement and I had my cast clunking behind me down the stairs, and I started working with my airbrush, and I saw people in magazines and like that, and I just copied what they did. And believe it or not, a year or so later, I got stationed down in Florida, where it was pretty much the airbrush capital of the world, at Panama City and Fort Walton Beach and Destin in that area, and got to meet a lot of high-profile airbrush folks. And I was pretty darn lucky and learned how to airbrush. And I've been airbrushing about 35 years, but I've always loved cars. I've always loved Hot Wheels. And I just started watching people online like Bare Metal Hot Wheel and Diecast Resurrection. And Marty's Matchbox Makeovers was the first one I started watching, and he's pretty badass too. But I said, I want to do this too. So that's what I started doing. Let me look and see who we got here. Old School Diecast. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. God, I wish I could read Russian. I'll show off some other stuff some other time. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out this broadcasting thing. And like I got a new camera for Christmas, and I'm up in my hotel room up in Virginia Beach, and it's evening here, so I'm having my adult beverage and sharing with you guys. So what can I answer for you? If you got any questions or anything like that, I'd be happy to do what I can to answer. What's my favorite casting? I would have to say the gassers. I'm particularly fond of the 55 Bel Air gassers. I like the 64 Nova station wagon gasser. And there's a bunch of other ones in there. My friend Joe, who's online now, he's preferential to the 66 Nova gassers, and I'm working on some pretty cool surprises for him. I've got a whole bunch of customs coming out here in the near future. We're working on one for John Dock, the owner of the Black Sheep drag car. That's going to be absolutely awesome, and they're going to be in the plastic display cases like the M2 cars, and they're all going to be autographed by John, and he's going to be selling them on his website, so that's going to be pretty darn awesome. Oh, Mac's dad. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the kind words. Custom decals to say rest in peace, Kenny Terry. Um, it's a little bit touchy with Kenny's family. Kenny was having some family problems before he got really sick, but Kenny was also his health was very compromised. He was sick. He had was going through kidney dialysis twice a week. He had diabetes very bad. So when the COVID came around, it tends to attack people that their immune system or their health system is compromised. And poor folks like Kenny, just recently, my friend Terry Hill passed away from complications of COVID. It's sad, and I miss these folks desperately. Let's see. Should we tease them? My friend Joe says, yeah, we got some pretty cool chase pieces coming up too, especially the one for John Dock and the Black Sheep Dragster. I'm not sure if you call it dragster or pro stock or whatever, but the man is incredible as far as his race cars and like that. And you should check out John Dock or do a search for the Black Sheep. It's a Buick Grand National, and it's a world record holder. But we're doing a custom car for him, and they're going to be, like I said, autographed by him. And this is a really, really cool project, and there'll be some announcements for that coming up in the near future. Let's see. Jay, good to hear from you, brother, and your builds are phenomenal also. And thank you for following me, and you do some incredible work, brother. Pro Mod, okay, that's a good car. Let's see what else we got here. Old school diecast, yeah, I love the gassers. That's some of my favorite, but you know, it's funny, when I go to the store to Walmart and stuff like that, I'll buy cars, but most of the cars I buy are muscle cars. I don't care for fantasy cars. And if you go to Walmart or any of these other stores, usually what's left on the pegs or in the dump bins are these fantasy cars like the Bubble Shaker and just, I don't know, silly cars. I mean, Hot Wheels should really wake up. And you know, they sold them this year because that's all that was left on the pegs for Christmas and stocking stuffers. But I'll tell you what, usually in the stores, that's all that's left are these dumbass fantasy cars. N2 Cable, how's it going, brother? Let's see, Bruce. Thanks, brother. Yeah, like I said, I got a new camera for Christmas, and I'm testing it out, and there'll be a lot more live streams once I figure out a lot of the details on this thing. But it's so glad that you folks stopped by to say hello. You know, the other thing is, like, I did some builds recently for that 10-minute build where I took that Chevelle and did the wheel swap on it and wiped off the decals and stuff like that, or tampos. The tampos is a press method. It's a stamp method, and they got like a round ball, and it pushes on the surface and makes the tampo like that. But if Hot Wheels would just listen to the people, they would sell out completely all the time. That's just my opinion on that. Let's see. Yeah, the licensing problems too. Hey, Neil, how's it going, brother? But thanks for stopping in, and have some adult beverage here. Oh my gosh. Cool Wheels, how's it going, brother? Least favorite casting. My buddy Thomas Stick says least favorite casting. Let's see. Wow. again, probably the fantasy cars. Now, I'm a big collector of the older Batmobiles, the 1966 Batmobiles, and I've got like the Christmas version, and I've got the hot pink version, and cars like that. I collect Shelby Cobras. I collect gassers, any kind of gasser that's really hot, and I don't turn down anybody that sends me anything, I'll tell you. But my least favorite casting, like I said, is probably the fantasy cars, or some of these like the real squishy, squatty ones, you know, with a real big raised roof and everything else. Nah, no thanks. Let's see. Yeah, the fantasy cars are more for the kids. Thanks there, bad boy. They're more for the kids, but still, I mean, they're really, for us older guys that love to do the customizing and stuff like that, it's, they suck. There it is. Well, let's see. Water slides, N2 cable. I used to use the inkjet printer. I had a Canon printer, and you could get the really good paper was from Testers. And once you got it lined up and everything, now the two ways, excuse me, I got an itch here. The two ways that you could print on that Testers paper is you've got the clear paper and you've got the white paper that you can print it on. The problem is with the white paper, you've got to trim it really close so you don't have that big white ring around it. That's the tough part. And with the clear paper, if you're going to put it on a white surface or possibly a light silver surface, then they'll show up decent. Now, I'm sure that you've seen cars from people that have used the clear decals and they put it on like a red surface or something like that, and it just drowns out the color. Now, I currently have a LaserJet printer. I've got a Hewlett Packard. It's a 254 DW, and it's really good. Now, it's got the 4 standard cartridges: black, magenta, cyan, and yellow. And when you go to print these things, you take the black cartridge out and you put a white toner cartridge in. The barcode that's on the white toner cartridge, it fools the printer into thinking that it's black. So when you do the background underneath the decal, you run the paper through the first time and you print all the white, but it's colored black because that's what your program is telling you. And then when you run it through and it prints it white, you take the white cartridge out, put the black cartridge back in, and then print the color on top of the white toner that you just printed. And when that's done, it turns out to be a white toner decal, okay? The only problem with that is sometimes the smaller the decal you print, the harder it is to line up the white and the black. So sometimes I'll print just the white, and then I'll print the color on another sheet of clear paper. I'll put the white decal down first, then I'll put the colored decal on top of it. And that's how I avoid that sometimes. Now, if you print a larger decal, then the lining up isn't so much of an issue. Gosh, we got a lot of questions here. Let's see. When I use okay, Thomas says that when he's printing on the white paper, he'll use the actual color of the car. Hear a jet in the background. I'm next to a naval air station. He'll take the paint and he'll trim around the decal to wipe out the white. That's a really good idea, Tom. Wow. White toner printers are good to go. You can get a refurbished Hewlett Packard like I did, but I also bought the 4-year warranty. If anything goes wrong with it in 4 years, they'll replace it for free. It was a little shy of $400. Now the toner cartridges, the white toner cartridges, they're like $200 to $300, but they last like 7,000 printings or 7,000 pages, so they last you a long time. It depends on how often you print decals or not. Now, with the decals, if you really want some great white toner decals, Vince at Second Chance Redlines. The guy is an absolute professional, and the machines and stuff that he uses, This is what he does, guys. And if you want to get some really good white toner decals, custom or anything he's already got produced, Vince at Second Chance Red Lines, okay? He is awesome. His artwork is great, and I recommend him highly. Let's see. Keith Jones. Thanks, Keith. I appreciate it. Thanks for following the channel. I can't thank you enough. Thor. It's been a long time, brother. It sure has. But thank you so much for starting to follow or continue to follow the channel. I really do appreciate it. Time for some more adult beverage here. I was actually going out to work. I'm working in Virginia Beach right now. And what we're doing is they're building a wind farm off the coast in the Atlantic Ocean. And my job is a bomb disposal technician. And I did it in the military. Now I do it as a civilian contractor. And what happens is they're running the wind vanes are out there in the Atlantic like 25 to 27 miles. And they run the cables on through, but when they get closer to shore, they have to burrow the cables down into the ground. Now, where they're running the cables through is an old National Guard base, and right next to it is a Navy base too. And they have to run the cables through the ground on either side where those bases are, and before they drill the holes for the cables, we're there to check it with an underground or an underwater metal detector. It's called a downhole gradiometer, and we use that to, as they drill down into the surface to do bore samplings, they'll stop every 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 feet for us. And we check to see if we have what's called an anomaly, and basically a magnetic hit. And if there's something there where the meter starts to go crazy or we hear tone on the speaker, we tell them that they've got to move like 5 feet or so and then try and drill again so they don't accidentally drill into a piece of ordnance and, you know, blow up. So there you go. Wow. Apparently. Okay. Let's see. Yes, you can, let's see, this is coming from Old School Diecast. You can definitely do metal flake. Now, what's really cool about this is I'm getting ready to do a video here. It won't be for another month or so at least, because I'm up in Virginia Beach working. You can do metal flake, but I would use the Createx paint system. They have a bunch of sealers that you can use. They've got white sealer, they've got silver sealer, gold sealer, they've got black sealer, white sealer, etc. But then you can use the Candy 2.0 colors, and you can tape things off, and you can use the sealer underneath as the metal flake, and then use your Candy 2.0 to establish your colors, like your red, your purple, your yellow, etc., etc. Or you can actually mix the colors, and it turns out excellent. Hope that answered your question. Let's see. Dave Parker, thank you, brother. Be safe out there on the water, okay? But, yeah, contact me, man. Excellent. Thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate it. Bruce, let's see. Oh, really? Bruce, your son's a bomb tech. Is he in the service or in the police department or what? N2 cable. What printer was it? Which one are you talking about, brother? The one that I use is a Hewlett-Packard 254 DW. And again, you can get a refurbished one off Amazon and then buy the extended warranty. Hey, John, how's it going? Happy New Year, brother. We got more build-off challenges coming. I've got so much stuff to catch up on, guys. I hate how my job gets in the way of my hobby. It's pretty wild. I've been up here in Virginia Beach off and on since the middle of October, and I started putting together and selling these cars like the 67 Camaro Diecast graveyard car, the 62 Chevy pickup like you just saw the video, the Tesla Cybertruck, the Candy Striper. All those cars are done. I got to be able to get home to put them back together and package them and get them out in the mail. And I apologize so much to folks for not getting those to you sooner. But, I mean, this job that I have here pays my bills. The hobby is a lot of fun, and I do make some money off of it. And I've got so many customs coming out. I've got so much stuff that I owe people as far as personal stuff that they either want restored or customized or whatever. And my job just gets in the way. Asko, thank you. How's it going, brother? From Finland, all the way from Finland. God bless you and your son, bud. Asko actually sent me a package from Finland with a couple of cars in it. One made by him, I think it was an AMX, and one that his son made for me, and I have those in my display case at home. Thank you again. God bless you over there in Finland, brother. Let's see. Oh, he's a sheriff's deputy. Excellent, excellent. Good deal. Let's see. Old school diecast. Like I said, I got a bunch of customs coming out, and I don't turn away anything. If somebody wants to send me, a box of cars or something like that, I prefer, and it's not being picky, and I apologize, I don't really care for fantasy cars. I like muscle cars. I like realistic cars, like trucks and stuff like that. Things that I can definitely use to make customs with. Excuse me. Let's see. Well, Thomas, you can still do the build-off challenges, brother. You just have to pick and choose. We got a whole bunch of build-offs coming up, and I'll talk about that really quick with the Four Horsemen. Now, on the YouTube channel, Four Horsemen Diecast is the 2022 schedule. The whole month is already laid out. Unfortunately, our horseman, Brian Lawson from Diecast Outcast, he had to back out recently. He's got a lot of stuff going on in his life, and he just couldn't devote the time that he needed to be a part of the club anymore, to put out videos on a consistent basis. So what we're going to do, and we decided this between myself, Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, and Xavier from Diecast Show Customs, every month we're going to have a guest horseman, and that one person is going to be a member of the horseman for that month. Now, this month here, the challenge, this month here is the dairy delivery, and it's going to be a military theme. Now, you can do any military theme: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force. There you go. I haven't seen that yet. POW, Veterans Administration, Wounded Warrior, anything like that. Now, if you happen to live overseas, like my friend Asko there from Finland, do something for one of the Finnish military. Or you get a lot of German participants in here. Do something from the German military. My friend Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs, he's lives in Switzerland with his wife, but he's from Canada. So I suggested to him, hey, how about doing a Canadian military theme? So he's going to be doing some really wild stuff. And we'll announce very soon some of the other months for the guest horsemen. But if you want to get your name out there and you want to have a lot of fun, participate in all these builds. The Four Horsemen build, the Three Blind Mice build. You've got Diecast Mafia. You got some great folks over there. You've got the Beefeaters. You've got the International Diecast guys. There's all kinds of organizations that you can participate in to do the build-offs. My gosh, let's see. Metal Mania. All right, how's it going over there, brother? Out down in Australia. Excellent. Let's see. I'm trying to see what else we got here. Josh Hudson, looking to get some cars done. I love to do cars for people. Now, here's the big deal with that. I do have a lot of cars I'm doing for folks because I travel all the time, and that's where I am right now. I'm traveling for work, and that's why I'm doing this. I can do your cars for you, but please be patient. They will turn out fantastic. I've got a whole bunch of other cars I'm doing, but if you want to have me do something for you, get a hold of me, get in contact with me. I'll answer. But again, sometimes it takes months or even a little longer. But if you want something done really, really cool and it look good, I'll do it for you. But just please be patient. Let's see. Rye Guy, how's it going up there in New York? Good to hear from you, brother. Happy New Year to you, buddy. Wow. Metal Mania says watching my channel helped to inspire him to do customs. Thank you. And you know, there's so many kind folks out there and so many kind words. It's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy this hobby. And I just turned 62 in October, and I got a couple more years working. But once I decide to pull the plug on this, I'm gonna do customs full time and do videos and stuff like that. It's gonna be awesome. Now, here's a really good scoop. What do we got? 33 people in here. Okay, check this out. One of my sponsors, SprayGunner.com, is sending me one of their new 2D air compressors. And I'm going to be doing a demonstration on that and do a review on it and everything. But one of you lucky folks is going to win that air compressor for free. It's going to be great. That's one thing coming up. When I get to 10,000 subscribers, I am going to give away a complete airbrush system to one lucky subscriber. It's going to have a compressor. It's going to have 3 airbrushes, 3, okay, for Createx and your Spectre Flame and whatever else. It's going to have a complete box of paint, a whole bunch of other stuff, the helping hands and some other tools and things like that. Going to have some wheels from Samed Wheels. It's going to be a huge package, 10,000 subscribers. So get your buddies to subscribe to the channel, and let's get those numbers up there. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of folks out there that I started watching. Now, whether you know this or not, I started the Four Horsemen, okay? I invited Keith, I invited Xavier Sepulveda from Diecast Show Customs, because these guys are awesome. They're awesome, and they inspire me a lot. And Jeff from 164 Revival. Jeff had to back out beginning of the year, last year, due to life getting in the way. And I wish him the best of luck too, and I hope he comes back and starts doing videos again in the near future. But I started the Four Horsemen because I wanted to have my abilities pushed to the next level. And that's what happens when you do these build-offs, folks. You get you get challenged to do things. I mean, there was one that I did that you had any muscle car or something like that, but you had to put flames on it. Thing is, though, you couldn't use decals. All right, so that tests your ability right there too. Sometimes we might do something with a tire swap and do Spectre Flame paint, or 2-tone fade or 3-tone fade or something like that. But these build-offs test your skills, and they're a lot of fun. Let's see. Yeah, Spray Gunners, absolutely awesome. And I was very fortunate to pick them up as a supporter and a sponsor. They send me some new products every so often. For those of you who have seen the airbrush with the compressor built in, you know, it's kind of got like a can on top like this. They got a brand new one out that I am looking to review here when I get back home. And that's going to be awesome too. The pressure has increased, and it's just a lot more versatile. So I'm really looking forward to doing that for you. I'm going to do a review on these 2D compressors, and I got a build coming up for Spray Gunner, and they are, I'm doing some cars for them, and I'm going to be demonstrating the whole Createx Candy 2.0 line of paints. So that's going to be awesome. But I'm going to be using Spray Gunner airbrushes, and the 2D air compressor, and everything that I got or will use will be from Spray Gunner. And that's pretty awesome. Gosh, let's see. Yeah, fantasy cars, John McCabe. I just can't get into them. Right. My wife and I actually also own a sign shop. I should say she owns it. We started it together, but she does the vehicle wraps and stuff like that. But sometimes that's a better option to go if you want to get something really cool. Let's see. Hey, Gary, how's it going, brother? Yeah, I'm happy to answer your questions on that stuff, Jack. If you guys have any questions on any products and stuff like that, now sometimes I can be a sarcastic SOB. Okay, now it's no secret that I'm not a fan of spray cans. They put down too much paint, and if you really don't know what you're doing, you can definitely ruin a casting. But I'm a big fan of airbrushes. I've been airbrushing for over 35 years now, and I had a subscriber ask me questions about spray cans, and he asked me what I thought to help him, and I said to him real quick, I says, get rid of the spray cans. Well, he didn't like the answer I gave him. He thought I was really just trying to blow him off or something, I don't know, and I apologized to him. But if you don't want the answer, don't ask me the question. I'll give you my opinion. It might not be what you're looking for, but I'll do the best I can. Let's see. Okay, what else you got? Adult beverage. Yeah, fantasy cars sometimes are good for parts. Some of the cars, I like the cars. I'm not crazy about some of the things they do. Perfect example is the Roger Dodger. Got that beautiful Dodge Charger, and you got that big heaping engine like that and darn thing. And it just looks really, really disproportionate. So I don't really care for that, you know. B's Diecast Fantasyland. How you doing, brother? Wow. I can't thank you folks enough. Like I said, this is my very first live stream. I got a new camera for Christmas, and I decided to try it out. And so far, so good. I mean, I'll learn how to streamline things and make things look better. Adult beverage custom. You're reading my mind, buddy. I got some things in my back of my mind that I'm looking at. I am hoping to be there in Panama City. I got back up here right after the first of the new year to Virginia Beach to work. I'm planning on being there in Panama City. I want to be there, and fingers crossed, here's hoping. I wanted to be out in Las Vegas, but between my wife and I, with the way work and stuff is going, I just can't. I can't justify it, honestly. I would have to drive out there, and I would be going by myself mostly. And again, you know, it's my wife's father lives up in Philly, and his birthday is right around the same time frame, and he's getting a little bit elderly, and there's not too many birthdays left, so I think it's a little bit more important to take care of family matters first than it is to travel for fun, to go to a HotWheels convention, although I would love to be there. Let's see, John, what was it you said there, Joe? Okay. Joe reminded me of something. I've got a custom coming out in the spring. It's a Jack Daniels 55 Bel Air gasser. It'll be on a holographic card, and the numbers on that will be limited also. But I've got some other cars that I want to do that to also. Maybe a line of adult beverage cars and do a few things like that. That's going to be pretty darn awesome. Sweetwater IPA. Cheers to you, brother. Casting cars out of resin. I can honestly say I haven't tried it. I'm sure that eventually there'll be a place for it, because a lot more people are doing the 3D printing, and some folks are really awesome at it, like Benchwork Customs down there in Tampa area, I believe. Grizz at Bearcat 3D Designs. Now, he had a pretty decent website, but he was having some issues and stuff like that. But he now does wholesale printing for Vince at Second Chance Redlines. And anything that Grizz produced, you can get through Vince at Second Chance Redlines. And I'll be pushing more of those products later on. Let's see. Hey, Ron, how you doing, brother? Somo Diecast, Southern Missouri. Ron Raby was one of my very first followers on my Patreon channel. And he does some incredible stuff. Asco, take care. So good to see you. Please say hello to your son for me. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you, my friends. Sneaky Weasel Lauder. I'd love to see the logos for that. That'd be awesome. Yeah, it was cold, real cold here in Virginia Beach. We got really pounded with a storm yesterday. Haven't been able to work the last 2 days. Wow. Take care, Ryan. We'll see you, buddy. Oh, man, this is never realized how much fun this really is. And this is just shooting the breeze. Like I said, there's all kinds of stuff coming up. Hey, Les, how's it going, brother? Yeah, please. I'd like to see that Sneaky Weasel for sure. Bees, thank you, brother. Thanks for following the channel. You know, I could tell you, but I'd have to shoot you on what kind of camera I got. No, I got a camera. It's a Razor camera. I can't remember the exact name. It's right here in front of me. It's oh gosh, I can't even see it. I'm sorry. But I'm happy to put that out there. Beaver Hunter Bourbon. Wow. Central New York. D. Hobart. Where in Central New York, brother? Live stream 10-minute build. Once I get my camera system down and I learn how to do these live stream betters, you got it. You got it. That's going to be fun. But we'll advertise that in advance. Tully. That's south of Syracuse, if I remember right. Is that correct? Oh, thanks, brother. Yeah, I'm glad the video's working good. Like I said, this is my first time. I'm trying to figure that stuff out. It's going good, Les. It's just been really damn cold here and windy. I grew up in upstate New York in a small town on the shore of Lake Ontario, north of Syracuse, called Oswego. And I was there until I joined the service, and then I started traveling around the country and the world. But, yeah, Tully, New York, just south of Syracuse. Let's see. Yeah, Zach, I saw you said something about a hood breaking or something. It's not a problem, brother. Send it to me. I'll get it fixed for you. We'll get it fixed. We'll do the best we can. Yeah, like I said, man, those cars are done. Bees Diecast. They're done. I just got to get home, get them together, get them in the package, and then if I come to the convention down there in Panama City, I'll bring yours to you. Curlew, Washington State. Josh, is that where you're from, or? Oh, no way. Yeah, that's where I grew up, right there in Oswego, New York, where the snow is butt deep to a giraffe. Let's see. Oh, I'm not leaving the Four Horsemen builds, Kirk. I started the Four Horsemen, but I may have started it, but it couldn't gotten as far as it has without Keith and Xavier and Jeff and Brian recently. Brian had to leave the Four Horsemen because he's going through some life issues, and life takes priority, unfortunately. And he just says he just can't keep up with the build schedule. So we respect his decision and hope that he can get things straightened out and get back up to making cars. But again, we're going to be having a guest Four Horsemen in the future. And the first guest Four Horsemen is going to be Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs over there in Switzerland. And it's going to be a lot of fun. This is something that Keith and Xavier suggested. And I said, you know what, because we were trying to find somebody permanent, and we weren't really sure. So every month, one of the other horsemen is going to pick someone and get a hold of you and have him be the guest horseman for that month. Let's see. Spokane, Washington. You know, it's one of the few states I've never been out to is Washington State, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. I haven't been in that far northwest corner, but a lot of things out there I want to see for sure. There's so many places in the United States that I've never been that I want to see. Yes, the Jim Champagne Stalker. I grew up spending my summers at the Oswego Speedway and got in there and helped crews whenever I could, even if I was just going for fuel or getting tires or even running over to the booth in the pits to get hot dogs or whatever like that. But I did everything I could to spend my summers there at the Speedway. What a great, great place. Let's see. Yes, Evil Knievel decals. Let's see, who's saying? Fred. I still have some of those decals, and I'm going to redraw them because they needed to be tweaked anyway. Kenny Terry used to make them. I designed them. He put his tweak on them, and they turned out really nice. But like on some of the decals, the driver's side was a good fit, but if you did the other side, the passenger side, the blue stripe with the white stars was a little bit shorter, and they still needed to be tweaked. But by the time we started working on that, Kenny got sick, and unfortunately COVID got the better of him and he passed away. But again, he had a lot of health issues. He had kidney dialysis twice a week, and he had diabetes and stuff like that. And COVID tends to affect people who are older, have health issues, etc. For the most part, there's always an exception to the rule. And I'm very sad that he's gone because he's a really good guy. But if you want to get custom decals, the best place to get them now, in my opinion, is Vince at Second Chance Redlines. Now, sometimes if he doesn't have the car that you're looking for, he will give you a form and you'll have to take some pictures of the car. Now, I'm going to do this when I go to do a video on decals, how to apply them, etc. Show you exactly what pictures you need to take, how to measure the car, and show Vince exactly what you need, and then he can make some really cool custom decals for you. Good question, brother. Oh, Gary, thanks. Yeah, the Four Horsemen recap. Man, there was a lot of people. A lot of people this time. This was a really big month. Richie Evans. Yeah, Richie Evans, one of the greatest race car drivers in history. He either won or broke. He was that damn good. Let's see. Diecast Resurrection, Austin. I talk to him often on Instagram and like that. He offers me some advice and some new stuff that he just offered me advice-wise, and I'm going to be incorporating some of that in my videos. Now, I'm not going to be doing the blub, blub, blub like he does because that's him. But I think where I try to excel is I was trained as an instructor in the military, and I spent a lot of time on the podium, and I'm not afraid to talk to people. And I try and explain things to people. Now, like I said, if you got questions, I do my best to answer them. And a lot of times I can't answer them for you. And this is what I'm going to do a lot of times when I do these live feeds, is answer your questions. But Austin up there in Canada, he does some absolutely beautiful work. And if you don't follow him, you should. Let's see. Kirk Coate, I absolutely love Ontario, Canada. Like I said, I grew up in upstate New York, and even as a kid, I always had American and Canadian money in my pocket. That's when they were a little bit more close matched. But always had Canadian money in my pocket. I've still got a Canadian $2 bill in my dresser at home that I've had for, oh God, 30 some odd years or more. But yeah, I absolutely love Canada and Canadian people. Very, very friendly and outgoing and warm and welcoming. What a fantastic atmosphere Canadian people provide. It's fantastic. I'm glad that we're allies and friends and some great people up there north of the border. Let's see. Oh, Gary, let me know what you find at Ollie's, man. I'm always looking for multiples of cars, especially muscle cars and gassers and all kinds of stuff like that, please. Vancouver, Canada. I haven't had the pleasure of coming up to Vancouver, but like I said, here you go. I spent 4 months, 4 months in Churchill, Manitoba, on the edge of the Hudson Bay. Now, I got off the plane. The only 2 ways to get there is by plane or train because there's no roads there. No roads going there. There's roads in and out of the town, but it's 500 miles from the nearest town. That's how far north it is. And on the way into town in the van that picked us up to bring us in, here it is. Welcome to Churchill, home of the polar bear. And I'm going, yeah, right, sure. They weren't kidding. They were not kidding. Anybody who thinks polar bears are going extinct, they have never been to Churchill because the bastards are everywhere. They are everywhere. We went up there to work. We were clearing an old firing site for ordnance on the shore of the Hudson Bay. And we had to have polar bear guards go with us everywhere we went with high-powered rifles on either side of us as we worked. I've got tons of pictures that I took. Bastards are everywhere, and they're friggin' huge. Holy shit. Big birds. Excuse my French. Big, big, big bears. Gosh. Hey, Don, how's it going? Diecast Pirate. If you follow a lot of these channels, like obviously you do, if you don't follow Don at Diecast Pirate, you need to. He's really coming into his own when he does these diecast restorations and stuff like that. Don Bud, he's good people. He's got a good channel, and he's got a lot of stuff to offer you. So check out Diecast Pirate, please. Okay? Good stuff. Duty State, Virginia Beach. Jim, no kidding. You're EOD? Gary, I need to get a bunch of 66 Novas, brother. Wow, let's see. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Sitting here talking, answering questions, having an adult beverage. Don does some really nice work over there at Diecast Pirate, for sure. Grand Forks, Canada, where is that? Wawa, Ontario. Yeah, Kurt, I love Ontario. A lot of friends that I've made over the years up there in Canada, and fantastic folks. Oh, you were CB? Okay, yeah, the construction folks, man, those guys are kick ass. CBs, man, I'll tell you what, if you need somebody to get a job done, the CBs definitely get it done for sure. Mad Max. I can grow hair, but my hair is, my daughters say I have wavy hair. It's waving bye-bye. Yeah, I can grow hair. I used to have hair down to my shoulders and stuff like that, but I prefer to shave it off because it looks like an Amazon rainforest when it grows in, okay? You can definitely see where the trees were thinned out, so I just prefer to shave it. Yeah, it slid down my back for sure, or as my wife calls them, my lung warmers. Oh, yeah. Okay, buddy, good luck with that Mustang on there. Take some pictures, okay? I'd love to see them. Oh, God. Yeah, Bruce. I try to watch everybody I can, even in the position I'm in now. Um, there's a lot of folks that put out a lot of videos, and I can't get to all of them. I got my favorites. I watch Outlaw Speed Shop, Keith, my buddy, Diecast Show Customs, Xavier, Jim Silva, Marty's Matchbox Makeovers, but he hasn't put out anything in a while. Andrew at Maple Leaf Customs, but again, Don at Diecast Pirate. There's a bunch of folks that I always watch. I love watching their builds, but like you said, it's hard to watch everybody and do stuff yourself. Sometimes I'll just have a little iPad on my desk, and I'll just let that just keep playing through, and I'll just listen to stuff as I'm doing my own thing. Yeah, Marty got me started too, Marty's Matchbox Makeovers. Now, supposedly, he bought a piece of property out in the, what the hell, the Outback, I guess you call it. And he had a hard time getting his internet up and like that. Bering Sea, that's not the company I work for now. That's a shirt that I got off of one of the jobs. Being that I'm an older guy and I've been doing this a long time, I'm more senior staff and stuff like that now. So instead of having a shovel in my hand, I point and grunt. So it's they don't pay me for what I do. They pay me for what I know. Let's see. Yeah, Marty puts out some great stuff, and haven't seen anything from him in a long time. No, I was not a combat engineer. My dad was. I am EOD, which is Explosive Ordnance Disposal. In between my military career and my civilian career, I've been doing EOD for 42 years now. I still got all my fingers and toes and important appendages. So, yeah. Love my job, but I'll be looking forward to when I can pull the plug and enjoy life. Let's see. Pam, how's it going? Let's see. Pam from Nebraska, thank you so much. It's folks like yourself that making these videos so worthwhile with your kind words and everything, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this, and just the thanks and the smiles that I get is incredible. Thank you for following the channel so much. No, it is not a combat engineer, okay? Here's a little story I'll tell you. Combat engineers. In the war in Afghanistan, they started letting combat engineers try to take apart roadside bombs and stuff like that. And this is nothing against them, okay? But there was a funny story where you would walk into a bar and you hear combat engineers pretending to be EOD, okay? Explosive Ordnance Disposal. But you would never hear an EOD guy, yeah, well, I was a combat engineer. No, doesn't work like that. Kirk, you can send them to Uncle Paulie at diecastgraveyard.com, and I'll get the pictures there. Paulie, Uncle Paulie at diecastgraveyard.com. If you want to send me some photos, I'll be happy to take a look at them. Let's see. Yeah, combat engineers, again, they see the difference between EOD and a combat engineer. Combat engineers can blow up an IED. An EOD guy can take apart an IED. Okay? Yeah, Les, Keith is a great guy up there at Outlaw Speed Shop. He's incredibly colorful. He's a former Army also. That's why we get along so well. He's I love that Massachusetts accent sometimes when he's talking and coming out there with some of the words and phrases that he uses. He's pretty cool. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, like I said, I've been doing this quite a while as far as the bomb disposal and stuff like that. Let's see. Put in, how many restos and customs do you do before? A lot of times, when it comes to doing customs and stuff like that, I started stone cold, brother. My very, very first video was over 30 minutes long. The TNT bird, very, very first video of mine. If you go on my YouTube playlists, it's #1. And I just started cold turkey. And I just got better and better. And I watched other people doing their videos and watched how they did things. I watched the things that I thought, well, you know, I don't really agree with that. Now, you won't hear me put anybody down as far as their work or anything like that, as far as what they do, how they do it like that. A lot of folks use spray cans. If I use a spray can, it might be for some primer or maybe like that shimmering glitter that you put on there, that iridescent like that. Other than that, I don't use spray cans. I use airbrushes. And some people will agree with me on that, some won't. And we all have our opinions. Let's see. Yeah, JT, thank you so much, brother. Sometimes when I go to do a build, I have to do what the customer wants or what the subscriber wants. They say they want this kind of wheel and this kind of car with this kind of paint. I go, cringe with pain, but go, you know, you're the one that's paying to get this done, so we'll do the things. Now, you know, some people like certain kinds of wheels, some people like certain kinds of paint or colors of paint. Everybody's got their opinion, brother, and like I said before, I don't knock anybody for how they do the things like that. Now, if you've got questions and you want my opinion, I'll give it to you. If I give you an answer and you don't like it, okay, I gave you my opinion, but I'll do the best I can to answer stuff for you. Who did your intro for your artwork? Actually, I found a lot of the stuff like that. I do searches on YouTube and other pages, and I trim them and tweak them to fit my needs. Now, some of the stuff, I just, like I said, I add my things into them and make them mine. But I always look for stuff, if I can help it, that's copyright free, etc., etc., so I don't get pinged for copyright violations and like that. Hey, Aaron, how's it going? Yeah, I remember the Jeepney hearse. That was it took me a while to come up with some ideas for that, but it was a lot of fun once I got going. I would definitely love to do another hearse for you, but something a little bit more old school, if you catch my drift on that one. That'd be pretty darn awesome. Let's see. Yeah, the restaurant custom, the one from Atlantic Pints. Is that the one you're talking about, Gary? You know, I would love to do a build-off with Matchbox Garage and stuff like that. Sometimes I contact them, but a lot of times they just don't answer back. I do the best I can with my schedule and their schedule like that. I'm trying to talk to Austin up there, Diecast Resurrection, about doing a build-off, but he's got a full plate. I mean, he's got over 100,000 subscribers. Some guys are just so darn busy, like me right now. I want to do these builds. I want to do build-offs and stuff like that. I've got so much stuff at home that I promise people and owe people. But I've been constantly on the road this past year doing jobs away from home, and I can't bring my garage with me, unfortunately. Anybody that's on here that I owe work to, I apologize. You'll get it. It'll be beautiful. It's just taking time, and sometimes it takes months and months sometimes, and I apologize. Kirk, take care, brother. It's so good for you to stop by. Thank you so much. Yeah, Aaron, I don't want to say it wasn't easy, it wasn't hard, but in order to come up with something, it was a lot of fun when I finally did. You know, I had people get a hold of me about that Jeepney hearse, and people say, "Oh, wait, there's no hearses that are Jeepneys." And dude, I got pictures of them. What are you talking about? Yes, there was. Yeah, I owe Les his panel van. I got a new vacuum machine coming, and I think that's going to be the answer I was looking for to make a window for your 55 panel truck, and hopefully we'll get that done pretty soon in the future. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, need an RV so I can take my stuff with me. It's actually a pretty cool idea, but I'd never get any work done. I'd always be trying to do the damn hobby. Oh man, wow, time for some more adult beverage. What are y'all drinking tonight? Anybody? Anybody drinking with me? Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of folks that I want to have build-offs with. Paul from Fact Eye Productions, we're going to be doing something in the near future. What about you guys? What would you like to see as far as a build-off, a theme? I'm always looking for ideas. Big Jim up there in Wisconsin. Cheers, brother. Yeah, Jim from Flitz is online, folks. I'll tell you what, I used a lot of polishing products on customs that I've done, and then I got a hold of Flitz and started doing that, and that just answered all of my questions. EOD vehicles. Mad Max. Funny you say that. I'm working on a complete set of EOD vehicles in my mind at the moment, and I'm going to have all 4 branches of the service with their EOD emblems and stuff like that. Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Wow. Wouldn't it be cool if Space Force came out with EOD? That'd be pretty damn awesome. Wow. Anyways, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, EOD vehicles. I got a commemorative set that I want to do for the EOD Wounded Warrior Project, and I'm going to do a custom set of the EOD vehicles with all 4 branches of the service, and I am going to donate 100% of the money when it goes up for bid and give that to the Wounded Warrior Project. But I'm looking forward to doing that. Let's see. Let's see. Matchboxes turned into red lines. Wow. That's a lot of fun. That sounds like a really good idea. Thank you. Let's see. I've got a couple of K7s in my drawer, Les. I just have got so much stuff, like for you and some other folks that I owe, but we'll definitely have to look at that for sure. Door gunner on the space shuttle. It's not a true MOS. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Mad Max killing it. Door gunner on a space shuttle. shooting down Elon Musk's Starlink satellites. Yeah, Flitz is fantastic. The products that Flitz has. You know what's really cool is they've got a whole bunch of other products too, not just the cream and stuff that I use for the cars and like that, or the spray that you use to take the tarnish off the base of the vehicles. But they got like gun cleaning kits and just all kinds of products that you can use for your cars and your boats and all kinds of things like that. So check out the Flitz website. Now, okay, here's the push for the product, okay? In the description, there is a link for Flitz. And if you go to that link, copy it and paste it, and anything you buy by that link is 20% off if you use the code Graveyard and you use that link in the description, okay? If you just go to the Flitz website and do it, it's not going to work. But if you use those two things, 20% off anything you purchase. It's good stuff. Let's see. Submarine hatch gunner. You are so full of crap. Oh, man. This has been fun. Oh. So who's got some more questions? This has been going really well. I'm very, very happy. Let's see. Thanks, Max. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I got a whole line of cars coming out in the spring because I want to catch up on a lot of the stuff that I owe people. But I've got some more Gasser customs coming out. I've got one coming out where I'm going to be doing the 69 Camaro pace car, not the convertible. It'll be a hard top, but that's going to be an awesome car, and it'll be on a custom card, and it'll have the certificate of authenticity. It'll be autographed and stuff like that. You'll be able to buy that on my website. Let's go P, yeah. Good stuff there, man. Yeah, my great buddy got me that shirt. Sam Ed Wheels. Enrique, it's Sam Ed Wheels. He's good people. He's down there in Mexico, but he does a lot of traveling in the U.S. I believe he'll be at the L.A. convention. He'll be at the toy show at the Panama City coming up the end of January, and I'm hoping to meet him there. I try to use the Sam Ed Wheels as best I can, but you know what? I mean, sometimes if there's something that he doesn't provide, I will definitely look and see what is available out there to different allied wheels. My buddy Grizz, I'm doing that car for the Black Sheep, and he is printing exact replicas of the wheels that are on the Black Sheep car, and that's going to be pretty darn awesome also. I'm looking forward to that. I know it's you. My buddy Chance. Yeah, we go back. He's online now. Chance is, he came in over in Kuwait and worked with me for over a year. And he was one of my students going through EOD school, and we've become great friends. He's a good guy. John. Well, John, you do some fantastic work, and I treasure that Irish car that you made. And that's in my display case at home, and that was definitely. Yeah, we were in Afghanistan together. Yes, you're absolutely right. The first time, but yeah, good old days, right? Wow, let's see. Thoughts on electric cars taking over. It's never going to happen, not in our lifetime. My opinion. I'll tell you what, though. If I could get my hands on one of those damn Cybertrucks with the 4 engines and stuff now, I would take one of those. Those are pretty damn sexy. And I saw a commercial, or not a commercial, but like a documentary or something, where they hooked a big truck up to one of those Cybertrucks, like a big Chevy or Ford or something like that. A Dodge, I think it was. And man, I'll tell you what, that thing was smoking the wheels, and that Cybertruck just pulled it away like it was nothing. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, electric cars, electric trucks, and stuff like that. They got to remember that they got to have electricity provided, which comes from oil and coal and stuff like that. So, yeah, they're cool, but not that cool. Who knows? Eventually down the road, we might have something cool like that. Oh, so Chance, I got I got approached by a guy that you know, and I won't reveal his name. He's bidding on a contract over there in Kuwait, and he asked me if I would go back, and I said, yeah, I'd go back. I'd go back for sure. But then I gave him my price of what it would cost for me to go back, and he thought he was going to rip his heart out of his chest and stomp on it. But sometime talk to me, and I'll tell you what's going on. Top pad for the work desk. Depending on what you're trying to do with it, I would just use the self-healing cutting mat. I can send you a link for it, Jim, and if that's okay. It's pretty generic, pretty basic, but it lasts a long time for sure. Well, it takes electricity to power these cars, and you've got to have power come from somewhere, and they come from generators, which are run by oil and they're run by coal and stuff like that. You know, if you're lucky and you get one that's powered by a water turbine or something like that, that's cool. But electric cars are good. They need to be able to go farther. They need to be able to charge quicker, and the only way that's going to happen is if they do a lot of experimenting with batteries. Batteries have to get better. If we could store energy like we store knowledge, we wouldn't need oil anymore. That's my opinion. Let's see. Yeah, if your electric car breaks down, just throw your wallet in the door. If they throw it back out, you're not going to get it repaired. But, oh, Neil, cheers, buddy. I got to get me another one here pretty quick. Starting to run low. Let's see. Yeah, the infrastructure needs to be updated really, really good, for sure. We need more battery stations like that. But again, the battery stations have got to be powered by something. Power plants are powered by nuclear energy, possibly, or oil and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, California has always, I used to live in San Diego, by the way. California has always tried to lead the way in anti-pollution and stuff like that, but it's going to take a long time for those things to take effect. And just because California does it doesn't mean the rest of the country is going to do it. The folks they have, hey Dane, how's it going? The folks they got out there running the government and stuff like that, they really need to take the people into more consideration. What did that nitwit do? He banned gasoline, small engines, and lawnmowers and stuff like that. You know, because well, you know, they're starting all kinds of forest fires and stuff like that. Well, you know what? Maybe you need to do some cleaning up of the brush and things. Let's see. Labatt's 6.1% alcohol. Holy crap, dude! Yeah, that's good potent stuff. My brother used to drink Labatt Blue until he passed away, but that was his drink of choice, was Labatt Blue. It was blue. I think it was Blue Light. It was blue. No, John, thank you. I was glad he sent. You know, it took a while to get it to you, but I'm glad you got that Irish Caster. definitely deserved it with your build. I've got a couple of K7s in my collection. They're around somewhere. I just got to find it. And I'm definitely not going to find it with my hotel room in here. Let's see. Molson Canadian. One of my favorite beers was Molson Ice. Molson Ice. I did a paint job at the Oswego Speedway on the wall. My wife and I did it, and she wasn't my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend, and that's when we discovered we could work together. But we painted this banner on the side wall of the Oswego Speedway, Molson Ice. And I got a picture of it somewhere. But it took us 3 days. We were actually painting in the rain with a big tarp over the top of us. Had to be ready by the weekend for the race. And we freehanded and airbrushed it and stuff like that. And when we went to the race that weekend, we got invited up into the press booth. And up there, my gosh, they had all kinds of food. I mean, Oswego Speedway is famous for their hot dogs and stuff like that. And they had these garbage cans full of Molson products, Molson Ice and Molson beer and just all kinds of stuff like that. And I had this big jacket. It was the first race of the season. It was bitter cold, but they were still racing. I had this big jacket. I'm stuffing beer in my pockets and stuff like that. I was completely lit by the time I left there. And then I went to the bar next door called the First Turn In, and passing beers to my friends underneath the bar. And oh my God, I literally had 2 cases of beer in my pockets. Holy crap. It was a big coat. Let's see. Yeah. Oswego, New York, up there near the Canadian border. Loved it up there. Don, thank you so much, Diecast Pirate. Make sure you follow his channel, folks, Diecast Pirate. Good people, does great builds, a lot of good information to pass out. So check him out. Molson Canadian. Yeah, the hot dogs, Jim, up there in Oswego, the local brand, Hoffman Hot Dogs, made by German folks. My last name is spelled Bechtel, Bechtel. You drink motor oil? Oh, you drink the thick stuff, the real thick stuff like the Guinness and like that. Guinness is really smooth, but man, I tell you what, I've had some of them damn beers that are so thick. Like, the worst beer I ever had in my life was called Oatmeal Stout. And when you poured the stuff out of the bottle, it would come real slow like molasses, and you had to snip it off with scissors, it seemed like. Oh, God, that was the worst beer I ever had in my life. Let's see. No way. Aaron lived in Oswego. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, you're real familiar with like maybe Buckland's Grill and some of the stuff there in Oswego. Oh my gosh, yeah. When I go home, my brother still lives up that way, and I go up to the cemetery to pay my respects to my mom and dad and my brother, and you know, friends from high school and stuff. Hoffman Hot Dogs, yeah, I love them. They actually sell them in Publix grocery stores, and I get those occasionally. But you got to cook them in peanut oil. You got to fry them up that way. Alcan, yeah, that's all. I think it's all Novellus now. Novellus. Let me take it real quick. I've got to exchange these out for some Folens. I'll be right back real quick. You should get one too. That didn't take long. Chance, I'm up here in Virginia Beach working. We got a little bit of snow yesterday, but it didn't really stick. But we're right here on the edge of the Atlantic Ocean, and the waves were really, really bad. I mean, they were bad today, too. We couldn't get out to work. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get out there and get something done. Oh, man. Alcan, yeah, you bring back some memories. That's wild. Y'all got any more questions I can answer for you? Yeah, they were predicting snow down there in Fort Walton Beach where I live. They might have got a few flakes, but nothing ever stuck to the ground. It was just too darn warm, technically. Parrish, my sister-in-law lives in Parrish. My sister-in-law, my nephew, they live out there in Parrish, out east of Mexico, New York. Not too far from Route 81. I've got a whole bunch of new videos coming out here in the future. I'm going to be doing a review on retro flame paint from Second Chance Redlines. It's just like the Spectre flame paint, but it's good stuff. I'm going to be doing a review on Createx paints. I got a video I'm doing up for Spray Gunner where I'm going to be going through the procedures on how to apply Candy 2.0, and that's going to be pretty awesome. I'm going to be doing a review video on their 2D air compressor, which is going to be pretty cool. And for those of you who are just showing up and stuff like that, I'm coming up on 10,000 subscribers. It's going to take a little while, but what I'm going to do when I get to 10,000 subscribers is I'm going to be giving away a complete airbrush system. I'm going to give away one of the Spray Gunner 2D compressors, 3 airbrushes with hoses and all that stuff, a good selection of paint, things like some helping hands and things like that. It's going to be a complete airbrush system for the diecast hobbyist. So if you got friends out there that do this hobby, or folks that you know, and they don't subscribe to the channel, get them on there, man, because I tell you what, these things are going to be sweet. And I got a whole bunch of giveaways that I got to get caught up on here too. Things that I just want to get to you folks. It's going to be a lot of fun helping you out with your hobby and stuff like that. Yeah, there's microbreweries popping up all over the country, brother. And you know, the thing is like Sam Adams. Okay, I don't know how many of you like Sam Adams beer. Some of it's okay, but where some folks, this is just hypothetical, if they made beer and they took a handful of hops and went like that, that's how they made their beer. Where Sam Adams, they got 2 hands out there, they fill it full of hops, and then they put that in, then they put more in, here's some more, throw some more over there. I mean, the beer just tastes too damn hoppy, in my opinion. And I don't like that real strong taste. Jim, thank you so much. Jim at Flitz. Check out Flitz products, folks. Great people up there. Good stuff. Finger Lakes. Yeah, Finger Lakes is absolutely beautiful wine country. I want to get my wife up there. She's a wine connoisseur. And we, whenever we travel, we like to hit some of the wineries, and I'll be the designated driver. I'm more of a beer person. I like wine occasionally, but I like to stop through the wineries and get my wife some stuff like that. Wow. This has been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to take some advice from Joe, and take care, Jim. I'm going to take some advice from Joe, and I might do some live builds and answer your questions when I get this stuff set up back in my house and at my bench, my workbench and stuff like that, and answer your questions as I go, where I got access to a lot more things. But like I said, I got a new camera for Christmas, and I wanted to check it out and figure out how to do the live streaming and like that. This was a lot of fun, and I've really, really enjoyed it. Is there any other questions real quick that I can answer for you? And maybe help you out with that thing. Let's see, Metal Mania. Cheers, Jack. It's really good to hear from you. Thank you so much for following your channel. I love your builds too. Thank you, and we'll talk to you real soon, brother. Thanks again. Let's see. Oh, I would love to come by. If I ever get a chance over there, Aaron, I would definitely love to stop by. Didn't you say you're still doing the funeral parlor thing? First client build, is that what you're asking, Gary? Yeah, Keith, thank you. Thank you so much, brother. First client build, is that what you're asking, Gary? Wow. I don't remember. I really don't remember. Wow. Oh, you're retired now. Okay, okay. Wow. You got any leads on a old used casket? Always looking for props for Halloween and stuff like that. Keith, thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Oh, goodness. Man, this has been a lot of fun. Max Dad, thank you, brother. Thank you so much. I can't thank you folks enough for following the channel and stuff like that. I try to do my best to give you guys what you need and what you want. No, not everything does go perfect all the time, Joe, and that's pretty wild. Eddie, thank you for stopping by, brother. You should have let me know you were here, man. But thank you so much. John, we'll be in contact, I'm sure. Thank you. We do have more build-offs coming up. I don't know. Les, take care, brother. We'll be talking to you soon, I'm sure, buddy. Hey, find out what happened to that decal sheet you were talking about, because if you paid for it, you definitely need to be able to download the damn thing. I'll be here for at least 2 weeks, maybe 3, so if you get a chance to come by this way, there's 2 beds here in the room, man. We can drink it up and have some fun. Well, if there's not any more questions, we got 31 folks online here. Like I said, ask away if I can answer them for you. I'm having fun sitting here talking to you, and it's like we're all in this big room watching a football game and drinking beer and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. What else you got? Yeah, Les, please. If you can come out this way, just let me know. I don't know exactly what days or what times I'll be off, but usually we'll have plenty of time to have some fun. If you're in the Virginia Beach area, I'm going to be here for the next 2 or 3 weeks. If you get a hold of me and let me know, happy to go down to the local brew house and throw some back with you. Aaron, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's really, really good to hear from you, brother. But I'll be looking forward to hearing from you in the near future. Cheers. Have a great dinner, buddy. Let's see. One build that I want to do that I haven't done yet. I want to build a car completely from scratch. Like I said, I grew up in Oswego, New York, where they have these race cars called super modifieds. And I want to build one 1/64th size. I want to build one. Now, they've got a newer super modified casting that I'm going to try and modify. But I want to build one of the old school super modifieds from scratch to include the roll cage and the engine and all that stuff. And that's something that I was thinking about on the way up here driving up. But that's what I want to do, is I want to build that step by step. I'm working on a car now for a guy named Keith. It's a 1940 Ford pickup truck. And he sent me 2 pickup trucks. So he wants me to turn a single cab into a quad cab. And it's been taking forever. Oh my gosh, it is so complicated. But it's coming along, and it's probably going to be my first 2-part video. But I took one truck and I cut it right off at the firewall, and I mated it up to the other cab, and filling in all the cracks and stuff like that now with JD Weld and spot putty and stuff like that to make it smooth. And it's going to be an awesome paint job. It's going to be wild. It's taking forever. And Keith, if you watch this, I apologize, but it's going to be absolutely beautiful. It's going to be some of my best work yet. It's just been taking so damn long, and I apologize to you so much. Let's see. John, take care, buddy. We'll definitely do some more build-offs for sure. Let's see. When you polish chrome, do you strip it, sand it, then it flits? When I'm polishing chrome, Fred, really good question. I like to take and do everything I can to get off any toning that's on there first. Now, sometimes I'll use the Scotch-Brite pad. Sometimes I'll use the Scotch-Brite wheels that I have on my Facebook Marketplace page. There's 4 different textures that aggressive... the hell did you call it? Oh my gosh, I'm losing my damn mind. It's the stripping agent in the wheels. Some are a little bit harder, some a little bit more aggressive. But you can start with the hard stuff, then go in, like you're stepping up with sandpaper. If you start like 400 grit and then go to 800, then 1,000, like that, the lines will progressively get smaller because the grit is getting smaller. It's the same thing with these abrasive wheels. And I like to do that first. And then once I get it down to where it looks like there's not a lot of scratch lines in it, then I'll come back in possibly with some sandpaper, wet sandpaper, and polish that down. And when it gets down to where the real deep scratch lines are gone, then I will get in there with the flits and polish it up. And sometimes I'll go back in with the flits and polish it some more, and then get it to where it looks like chrome. Now, the better you have your finish on your car, the better your Spectra Flame paint and paints like that, your Retro Flame paints, your paint from Bright Vision, the Nitro Flame. Those are when your paint jobs are going to look so much better, is when you have a really, really nice high shine finish on that. Now, Createx has a chrome paint. It's called Quicksilver Chrome, and I'm going to be doing a video on that in the near future also to show you how to use those products. Hope that answers your question, Fred. Let's see. D, when it comes to doing the decals, if you're doing inkjet, you have to clear coat them. The reason being is with the inkjet, it's a water-based ink, and you clear coat them very, very lightly at first, and just do a mist coat, because if you spray it heavy, it'll run, it'll sag. You spray it with a lacquer. When you want to use lacquer, you don't want to use enamel, because if you use lacquer, if you're going to do a clear coat over the car, it's generally lacquer. If you mix the lacquer and enamel, they tend to retard each other, and they'll bubble up, and they'll start to crinkle and stuff like that, and it usually doesn't work very well. You clear coat it, very, very light coats. Now, the only thing is, and a lot of people don't tell you this, is, see, right here, this is worth the price of admission right here. When you're doing the clear coat decals, especially on an inkjet printer, once you clear coat them, you can't use the microsol or the micro set on the decals, because when you paint it over or clear coat it over the decals, that stuff will not soak into the decal to allow it to do its magic to help conform to the surface. Once you coat it like that, it seals it up so it doesn't get through. It's like walking out in the rain with a raincoat on, okay? It doesn't get to your clothes. Something along those lines. Yeah, Bruce, there's a guy that, there's some guys out there. I can't remember the guy's name. He's like Skull Reaper or something like that on Facebook. That guy can take anything and polish it and make it look like a mirror. Sometimes it's not necessary to go that far. His work is phenomenal. You're talking about Dotson Man. I haven't seen any of his work, but if you can polish something up and make it look like a mirror, oh my gosh, I mean, you know, the better your finish on your car, the better the Spectre Flame paint is going to look. Now, I generally don't clear coat over my Spectre Flame paint jobs, because when they're done, they look awesome. They look really, really good. The thing is if you're going to put decals on your car, you need to protect them. So you have to clear coat those. Okay? If you're going to put decals on a car, you need to clear coat those. Let's see. Any sources for custom ghost toner decals? Yes, Jimmy, thank you. Really good question, brother. Vince at Second Chance Redlines. Okay? He does phenomenal work. He is a pro. He knows what he's doing. You need to check him out. scredlines.com. Now, if you've got a car that he's already got in his system, let's say a 55 Gasser or a 64 Nova Gasser or a Silverado truck or something like that, he's already got the dimensions and the layouts for those decals. If it's something new that he doesn't have, then you're going to have to take some really good photographs and measurements and stuff like that. And I'm going to address that in an upcoming video. Vince at Second Chance Redlines for custom decals. Check him out. Beautiful, phenomenal work. You will not be disappointed. Now, caveat to that, okay? If you are taking measurements and pictures of the car, the picture has to be straight on. It can't be canted off to the side, or, you know, it's got to be straight when you take that picture and you take that measurement. And when you're taking a picture of the car straight down, it's got to be perfectly square, all right, and good measurements. That's how you're going to get your decals to fit properly. If you have it at a weird angle and stuff like that, no, he's not going to be able to do it for you. Okay. Good question, Jimmy. Let's see. Laser printers, because the ink is different, there's a bunch of times that you don't have to clear coat those. If you use the laser jet, it also depends on the brand of paper that you use. Like there's one out there called Sunny Scopa. Very, very good product. Excuse me. Beer's talking to me. There's another brand from Micromark. They sell a good product. But I found that I had to clear coat that to protect those decals on that Micromark paper. Let's see what else we got. Well, that was Bruce asking the question about the LaserJet paper. Let's see. Yeah, the inkjet labels. I used a Canon printer for a very, very long time. And you've got to clear coat that because those inks are water based, and as soon as you put the decals in the water, they bleed, they run. Now also, if you go to clear coat those inkjet, not laser jet, inkjet decals, very light coats, just across, just a mist. All right. If you saturate it and get it wet, it's going to run. Okay. Ask me. I know. Andre, how's it going, brother? Andre, one of my biggest supporters. Andre, great people. Yeah, definitely. I will make a video on decals. I'll show you how to print them, how to apply them, how to coat them, all that stuff, and I'll show you the difference between printing on decal paper that's clear without the white toner underneath, and I'll show you what it is with white toner and stuff like that too. Really good question, Andre. Thank you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you and your family, my friend. Andre, one of my biggest supporters. Very good folks out there. Oh my gosh, this is fun. God, it's been a lot of fun. Adult beverage. This is my drink of choice, Michelob Ultra. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, Andre, that's a really good thing there to make a video on the decals. Vince from Second Chance Redlines has been asking me to do that since he's one of my sponsors, and I do a lot of work for him, and he does a lot of work for me. Now, I can print my own decals. I can print my own water slide decals, my own white toner decals. He does it for a living, and if I need like a big quantity, because his machine tends to line up the decals better, I like getting big orders from him. Let's see. Andre, I'm not the best, man, but I really enjoy what I do. But thank you so much, buddy, for your kind words. Let's see. Is there a reason for using rattle can versus airbrush? Really good question, brother. I personally don't like rattle cans. They're good, and some people make them work really well. I've been airbrushing for over 35 years, and when you get set in your ways, it's awful hard to go a different way. The thing with rattle cans is they put down a lot of paint, and unless you got a really good distance between what you're painting and the can, it'll saturate it, it'll fill all the door jambs and anything like that in your car. And if you want to keep the detail on your car, rattle cans, my opinion, okay, is not the way to go. There's a lot of really cool colors that you can get out of rattle cans and stuff like that. And again, like I said, I'm not going to downplay anybody who does this. Some people make it work really well, all right? I prefer an airbrush, all right? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, the inkjet printers, Neil, the ink does tend to dry up in the cartridges and stuff like that. They are water-based, so they will evaporate over time if you don't use them on a regular basis. The laser jet, if I'm wrong on this, I apologize. The laser jet, the toner inside the cartridges is more of a powder, so it lasts a long time. It's more expensive, but they tend to work better in my opinion. And if you want to really, I can't say cheap, it cost me about $1,300 to get my LaserJet printer, the cartridges that go with it, and the white toner cartridge there. And then you got to have a graphics program. I use a couple different ones. I got a sign making program. I use CorelDRAW. Some people use Photoshop. I don't have that personally. It's very expensive. But I tend to enjoy the LaserJet printer and have a lot of fun with it. Jimmy, thank you. Thank you so much, brother. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Good question, Bruce. I have a spray booth that I built in my garage. In the summertime in Florida, the air outside is incredibly oppressive. So I built a paint booth in there, and then eventually, I'm hoping this summer, depending on how some of my customs sell, I'm going to have a built-in air conditioner system for my garage. Now, I will probably do another video on how to make your own spray booth. If you're really interested in that, let me know, and we'll definitely look at going step by step on how to do a paint booth. Now, that being said, there are already pre-made paint booths. They're approximately 100, 125 bucks, something like that. They come from Master Airbrush, they come from Pache, and there's a few other places like that. Those are actually pretty good. Now, you can hook the hose up to the back of your paint booth, and you can run it into a can, or you can run it out a window or something like that. They work really good. Now, you're going to have to make sure that you got plenty of filters that change out of those things. Excuse me. You have to change out the filters and stuff like that. So that will keep the air pure, all right? Now, you should still wear a respirator when you go to do stuff like that, but it'll help keep the fumes out of your garage and your house and stuff like that. What brands of airbrushes am I using these days? My favorite airbrush is Pache. I actually have a tattoo of an airbrush on my shoulder back here from when I was instructing at Airbrush Getaways for Airbrush Action Magazine. I had it done there at the getaway. I prefer the Pache Talon. Now, different types of airbrushes, and I have this in my videos on how to select an airbrush. Gravity feed airbrush for what we do for diecast cars, because you put the paint in the top and the gravity pulls it down. If you have a siphon feed airbrush, it's got the straw that runs up the middle, okay? You've got to put a lot more paint in that jar with that siphon straw or tube in the bottom, and if you're not going to use it all, you're going to be throwing paint away. So the gravity feed airbrush with the cup on top, or the side feed airbrush, in my opinion, that's the way to go when you select an airbrush. Check out my How to Select an Airbrush video, Volume 2, all right? It was released about a month or so ago. But that's definitely worth its weight in gold, and if you happen to check that out, please do. It answers a lot of your questions. And if you have any more questions, just get a hold of me. Let's see. Gary, yeah, I mean, if you've got a big old cardboard box with a fan behind it and it's drawing the paint out and stuff like that, more power to you, brother. It definitely saves you money. And when it comes to doing this hobby, the least amount of money you spray on the supplies you need, the more money you can buy Hot Wheels with. So there you go. Good stuff. Let's see. No. There's Bruce, it's not a walk-in. It's just a little booth that folds out and folds open, okay? It's, like I said, it's about 100, 125 bucks, something like that. You can get, more expensive ones, of course. But I've got mine set up now to where when I paint in this homemade booth that I made, and it's just a little box, I have it going through the hoses and stuff, and it blows into a 5-gallon Lowe's bucket. And what I did is I ran some clothes hanger, I don't want to say stripes, clothes hanger wires inside the bucket. I drilled holes in the outside of the bucket, ran the wire through it, and then I draped old T-shirts inside the bucket over these wire hangers. So when the mist goes into the bucket after it gets sucked through the fan, the paint collects on these old T-shirts, and when it starts to get really groated up and like that, I just throw them away and replace the T-shirt strips. It works pretty good. Let's see. Good. Yeah, good questions, guys. Really good stuff. It's time for some more adult beverage. Yeah. Bruce, a really small spray booth for sure. And my wife complains before I started doing all this stuff. She complained that the garage smelled like, you know, paint fumes and stuff like that. Bruce, yeah, pretty much. It's an inline. Gosh, it's not a filter. It's an inline fan. Now, when you go to make these paint booths and stuff like that, you have to make sure that the fan you're using or the device you're using to draw the fumes out isn't going to produce sparks that are going to ignite, especially if you're using like clear coat and stuff like that. You don't want to have the whole inside of your pipe like throwing flames and everything else. So you got to be careful that it's not going to throw sparks when you're painting into your paint booth. Let's see. I don't think, D, that they spray it directly on the filter. Now, I've seen guys like Paul at Fat Guy Productions and stuff like that. He'll put down paper towels down in the bottom of his spray booth, and he'll spritz that with water and stuff like that. It just helps keep the dust down so it doesn't get on your car. Now, you got to remember that you got to have a clean spray booth, okay? Because as soon as you start blowing air through there, it's going to kick up any dust that you have there. So you want to wipe out your booth as best you can. If you get a small broom and a vacuum and stuff like that, that's definitely the way to go. But every so often, you got to clean your paint booth. You got to wipe it down. You got to, hell, even take a brush to it to knock off some of the loose stuff, vacuum it out, and then if you got to spritz it down with a little bit of water, then definitely that's a really good question. Let's see here. What else we got? Gary, yeah. Dollar Tree foam board, make a box. You know, it's a good idea. Very good idea. But even if you got like a big cardboard box and put that white board on the inside of it to help brighten it up, you can get the strips of LED lights. They're extremely cheap. And you can line the inside of your box with there. Put a hole in the back with a fan or something like that to suck out those fumes. Some people even use the big plastic boxes that you can get at Dollar Tree or Dollar General or stuff like that, and make a paint booth out of that. It's cheap, and it wipes down. Let's see. Yeah, 129 bucks master spray booth. That's definitely good to start with for sure. Favorite airbrush paint, Max Dad. I have to say my favorite is the Spectre Flame paint from the Red Line shop. John has been a supporter of mine for a very long time. But the paints are phenomenal when it comes to coverage, when it comes to the way it covers the car and everything. Now, that's a really good question. I've had some people, like I've done some videos. I did one not too long ago on the Spectre Flame paint, and I used the pipettes. I used the 2mm pipettes for the paint. I used the 1mm pipettes for the hardener. And I've had people get a hold of me like, what I did is I used the pipette and I filled it with water, you know, I went to like 2 milliliters, but then eventually I found out that if I went just a little bit above 2 millimeters when it comes to the paint, you squeeze it out, and I counted out like 120 drops. Now the mixture is 5-to-1. That comes out to approximately 120 drops of paint to 20, I think it's 24 drops of hardener, okay? Well, I measured where it was on the pipette, and I would usually just line it out with a black marker. I had 2 or 3 people come back at me in comments and say, you know that if you used it right at that 2 millimeter mark, that's actually 4-to-1, not 5-to-1. You know what? Whatever. The measurements on the bottles are from the manufacturer, okay, 5-to-1. If you use those measurements, you won't have a problem. Now, when I do mine, it's an approximate, okay? It's what works for me. Now, I can tell you all day long that, use these measurements and like that, but eventually, like Austin up there at Diecast Resurrection, he mixes his colors or red line paint with clear coat. I don't do that. I'm not going to downplay it because it works for him. He does beautiful paint jobs, all right? So take it with a grain of salt. Take it for what it's worth. If you follow the directions on a bottle, you won't be wrong, all right? But you are going to have to find out what works for you, the climate where you live at, etc., what works for you, and that's what you're going to have to use. We give you a starting point. Whether you use more or less hardener or more or less paint or something like that is up to you, okay? And sorry about the gesture. Let's see. Charles Diecast Garage, how's it going, brother? Thank you for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Looking to see what some of the questions are. Hemming Hauler in gold. You got me on that one, Alan. You mean as far as Bruce? You mean as far as the air compressor or the fan that takes the paint out? Sounds like a 747. Gary, yeah, those LED stripes or strips are fantastic, man, and they're cheap and they're very, very bright. Some of the ones you get, you can adjust the intensity. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, Neil, I think you got an inkjet printer, brother. Let's see. The Iwata with the pistol grip, Jimmy, is Iwatas are fantastic airbrushes. I've got a brand new Iwata that my wife got for me for Christmas last year. I think it's an HPBC, and I don't use it. I mean, if I have to have something that I want in an emergency and I want a really, really good brush, the Iwata is there. But I use the Pache airbrushes. I've got some cheaper airbrushes that I use. They're like $35 that come in all 3 sizes. They got a 1, a 3, and a 0.5 needle. And the best part about those is, if they break or whatever, throw them away and get another one. But they're really good, and those are on my Amazon page. If you got any questions, let me know. But for $35, you can't beat them. I've got a setup where I've got like 7 or 8 airbrushes now. When I airbrushed T-shirts back in the day, I had a 20 gun set up, and each one was set up with a different color. So I didn't have to take the time to flush it out and change the color and go with another color. But that being said, I have a brush that I use for my clear coat. I have a brush that I use for my Spectre Flame paints. I have a brush that I use for my Createx paints, etc., etc. That way there, it doesn't get muddy, if you know what I mean. Let's see. Hey, how's it going? Good to hear from you, Full Custom. Good stuff. Have I tried to replicate the gold finish? Now, when you say gold finish, what exactly do you mean, brother? I mean, like gold chrome or whatever? Let me know. Ah, damn, another one. Who's with me here? Cheers. Wow. Gold chrome, okay. Yeah, Dane, definitely a good starting airbrush. Gold chrome. Now you can polish up the car really good, and you can use Spectre Flame paint, the gold color there. You can polish it up. Like I said, I'm going to experiment a little bit more with some of the Candy 2.0 colors, but I'm going to be doing that now. Createx has a chrome paint called oh god, I just talked about it earlier. Oh my god, Quicksilver Chrome. Sorry, Quicksilver Chrome. And I'm going to be doing a video on that. But you can spray the tequila yellow and other different colors that they have in Candy 2.0, and you can get a gold finish. Or if you know somebody who does plating, if you're really that, I don't want to say desperate is not the right word. If you really want the effect of gold chrome, if you find somebody that does plating, then they can give you that absolute perfect effect. Let's see. Yeah, D, I understand. I got to be out there in the morning. They're out in the Atlantic Ocean. I'm not looking forward to that, but there we go. Charles Diecast. Yeah, cheers, brother. I'm actually in my hotel room up in Virginia Beach. I would rather be home to where I can work on cars, and then I can share a bunch of other stuff with you, which I'll be doing in the future when I do some more of these live broadcasts. Let's see. Neil, take care, brother. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Not a problem, Max Dad. Who's got more questions, man? Like I said, this is my very first live feed. If you got more questions. My home, D, is actually in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. I travel around a lot for my job, and sometimes it takes me away for months at a time. Here's a perfect example. I had come up with some custom cars, some 67 Camaros, 62 Chevy pickups, and a Candy Striper Cybertruck. Folks paid for them and stuff like that, and I've been trying to get them done, but because I've been away from home since about the middle of October, I haven't had the time to get them all completely knocked out. Now, they are all painted and everything. Once I get back home, hopefully the end of January, I'll be able to put them all together, get them boxed up, get them packaged, and get them out the door. But I've got more stuff coming, but I'm not going to do it until I get caught up on some of this other stuff that I owe people. Let's see. Where do you get your authenticity stickers made? I make them myself, brother. I have my LaserJet printer. It's the same ones I use to use my Hewlett-Packard printer. It's a LaserJet printer. I buy my holographic paper from Amazon, and it's holographic sticker paper. I went into CorelDRAW, I made the boxes, I put my logo in them, whatever you want to put in them. I put certificate of authenticity, and then down below I either put a series of numbers like 1 of 25, 2 of 25, or just the word custom, or the word prototype, or whatever like that. And then I go in with scissors and cut them up, pull them apart, and then figure out where I want to put them on my card. But that's where I get my certificates of authenticity. Now, you can buy them and have them made, but it costs you a hell of a lot more money. If you got any more questions on that, let me know, brother. Let's see. Yeah, I love going down to Daytona Beach and down there in Orlando and stuff like that. Where I live in Florida is up on the Panhandle, and that's over near Pensacola and Mobile and like that. If oh my gosh, you know, it's about a 7-hour drive to Orlando. Alan. Yeah, Alan, I will, like I said, I got to get caught up. I've been on the road. I got home for Christmas for 3 days. And I take that back. I was home longer, but I was home. I got home just before Christmas Eve. My family, my daughters came down. So I was home Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, the 26th, Boxing Day. My wife's birthday. That's a suck-ass birthday right there, I'll tell you right that. Yeah. You know what she used to get when she was a kid? Pick out 2 presents to open tomorrow. Bull crap. Anyway. I had a friend call me up and say, hey, can you do some work for me down here while you're home? Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I'm not going to turn down work because it's good money, but I worked all the way up to New Year's, and then the day after New Year's, I had to drive up to Virginia Beach to be back at this job I'm at now. So I didn't really have any time to complete anything while I was home. And I'm so on edge because I really want to get these cars done for the folks that paid for them. Let's see. Max Dad. Nail polish. You know, it's not really cheap, Max Dad. There's a lot of really cool colors of nail polish out there. And one of the terms that I try to use, my friend Brian Lawson does this for Diecast Outcast. Brian makes some really good customs and he does some really nice work. I look at it as reinventing the wheel, but you don't know unless you try. He uses Indian ink and he mixes it up with different clear coats and stuff like that. And some of the finishes he comes up with are absolutely beautiful. He did some where he took the ink cartridges and stripped them and took the color out of them and put them in there. Those ink cartridges are $35 or $40. Of course, depending where you get them. You know, it's like you can get a bottle of paint for $8. I'm not going to strip a $40 ink cartridge to make up some damn paint. My opinion. I like what he does when it comes to doing stuff like that, because it's like, hey, look, if you're out of this stuff, you can try this. Nail polish. There's a lot of really cool colors, and I haven't tried it yet. I did buy some. And I am going to try and do it, just because, to show you guys what, you know, this is what you do. And it's going to be pretty interesting. But I like your ideas. That's absolutely excellent. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, God, full custom. I wish I remembered your first name. I apologize, brother. Send me a message. I'll send you the link for that holographic sticker paper, because I just bought some recently. I'll send you the link and you'll be able to get it. Let's see. Yeah, Hobby Lobby. Gary, that's a good thing. Hobby Lobby is convenience, okay? I buy some stuff from there occasionally, but they are stupid expensive when it comes to things. I bought things like little plastic, they look like paintbrushes. They got like a little tiny little cotton knob on the end, like 25 of them for like $8 or $9. I went on Amazon. I found the same damn things, 500 of them for $10. Okay, why do I want to spend and get 25 when I can get 500? All right. My Amazon Marketplace page, okay, and this is a shameless plug, all right? It's in the description of mostly all my videos. I've done the research for you where I have gone through and I have found these things, like the little pointy cotton swabs and things like that you can get at Hobby Lobby. Excuse me. Pardon me, sorry. Where you can buy them, a dozen of them at Hobby Lobby for like $5. You can get 200 of them on my Marketplace page for $7. Okay. Same thing with the pipettes that I use to draw my paint, things like that. I mean, check out my Marketplace page. I'm going to have to do a video on that so I can show you everything that's available. And again, with the marketplace page, I don't stock any of this stuff. Other people stock it. I'm what's called an influencer. I point you in the direction to get the stuff, and I make a few pennies back. Some months I don't even get anything because after Amazon takes out their cut, it's like, okay. And it's kind of like an old Three Stooges episode. He inherited like $1 million, and by the time he was done, he got like 67 cents or some crap like that. But if you got any questions, if you're looking for something, let me know. I'll do my best to help you find it. Let's see. Yeah, Hobby Lobby has a lot of stuff, but man, they are stupid expensive. Oh, really? Alan Carr guy. Yeah, my wife's birthday's the 26th, exactly. And we went to dinner at Longhorn Steakhouse, and there was like 4 or 5 more birthdays of people the same day, so that was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, Bruce, the guy that does the Indian ink and the alcohol and the clear coat was Brian from Diecast Outcast. Brian does phenomenal work, and that's why we invited him to be a Four Horseman. Now, Brian recently had to back out of the Four Horsemen because life gets in the way. And I wish him the best, and I hope he does really well, and, you know, thank him for all his contributions and stuff like that. So starting in January, we're going to have a guest horseman. And the first guest horseman for the month of January is Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs. And it's going to be pretty awesome. Check out, and if you can participate in that build, please do. It's dairy delivery, and the theme is military. Now, it's not just the branches of the military we have, you know, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. You've got Space Force, okay? You've got other aspects of the military, like POWMIA. You've got the Veterans Administration. You got Wounded Warrior, folks that live overseas or live in Canada or whatever. You've got the Canadian military and their branches. You've got branches of folks like my friend Asko, who was on earlier, from Finland, okay? Bring up your service in your country and be proud of it and help support them, but do this build. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's really good. Let's see. Let's see. Rob Me Lobby, yeah, instead of Hobby Lobby, yeah. They got a lot of good stuff, but like I said, they're just so darn expensive. And then they stopped doing that 40% discount on the most expensive item you had. That sucked when they did that. Yeah, full customs. Thank you, brother. Please do. Yep, no 40% coupons anymore. They stopped that. That sucked. Yeah, Gary, looking online for deals, man. Like I said, that's why I made the Amazon page that I have, is that there's a lot of supplies out there that we as customizers are looking for all the time. And I'm going to be doing a video in the very, very near future when I get back home, hopefully. I'm going to show you from starting a die cast to when it's finished, where I get every single item. Like, where do I get my screws from? And I don't get them from Bright Vision and like that. I get them directly from the manufacturer, and I save a ton of money. Where do I get my wheels that I use to polish the cars? You know, things like that. You know, where do I get my paints from? And I'll bring up a whole bunch of different people, like Createx and Spectre Flame and Retro Flame and all that stuff. I'll tell you exactly where I get all that stuff. Where do I get my pinstriping tape from? Where do I get my wheels from? Which you guys know I get them mostly from Sam Ed Wheels. But I'm going to go step by step and show you exactly where I get everything. Yeah, the Four Horsemen builds coming up are going to be pretty damn awesome. Now, here's a quick one. Month of February is a NASCAR build. Now, the cars that we have that Brian gave us are from Action Diecast. You can use any diecast for the NASCAR build. You can use Hot Wheels, you can use Action, you can use M2, you can use Jada, whatever. As long as it's 164, you can use any casting. You can do a vintage casting. All NASCAR, doesn't matter. All it has to be is 164 and NASCAR. And you can do any kind of build you want. That's going to be absolutely awesome. Now, hey, you know what's really cool is if you do a build like that, do a NASCAR of you. You know, do one of you with your favorite number. Put your name on the hood, your favorite paint job, you know, stuff like that. It's awesome. Excuse me, please. Well, I'm going to finish this beer with you folks, and then I'm going to call it a night, not right this very second, but yeah, let's talk some more. Excuse me. Wow. Yeah, I'm sitting right next, I'm in Virginia Beach. My hotel's right alongside the Atlantic Ocean. And I'll be going to work tomorrow on a barge out in the Atlantic Ocean, checking out places to be drilled, and they'll be looking for unexploded ordnance. At least that's what I'll be doing, so they don't drill into something and potentially blow up. But that's what I do for a living, is I clear areas so people can go to work. Any idea on doing some custom lace? I did a build, Alan, with custom lace. Now, when you go to do custom lace, especially on a 164 diecast, I went to like Joann Fabrics or something like that. You've got to look for something with the pattern really, really tight and small. If you do it big, you're not going to see it. But and then when I go to put it on the car, I'll spray the part that's going to touch the car with like a 3M adhesive. But before I stick it to the car, I'll stick it to the palm of my hand to get rid of some of the stickiness so it doesn't stick to the car and have it come off on your paint job, okay? You just want it to where it's just tacky enough to where it's not going to blow around when you go to put that mist coat over the lace. I'll try and do something like that again in the future with patterns and stuff like that, but that's a really good question, Alan. Thanks, brother. I'll be looking forward to your Four Horsemen build for both months, buddy, January and February. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff. Now, something else for the Four Horsemen builds. If we have a dairy delivery and the one you see on the screen is like the milk truck or whatever like that, it doesn't matter what dairy delivery you have, as long as it's a dairy delivery. Same thing with any type of car. If it's a certain model Mustang or something like that, it doesn't matter what the paint job, whatever it is, what you start with, okay? As long as it's the same casting. Like, you've got the Camaros, you got the one that says worldwide, it's printed on the side, you got some with other paint jobs and stuff. Doesn't matter, it's Camaro. Okay, 67. You just got to use the same casting. It doesn't matter about the paint job and crap like that. If you use one that's got real riders versus one that's got plastic tires, doesn't matter because you're probably going to change it anyway. Wow. It's been a lot of fun. Is there anything else that I can answer for you folks while I'm still here? It's been a really, really fun evening talking to you guys. I know you got a life also. Up here in my hotel room. I don't have a life, so I'm gonna waste it while I waste yours. Oh man, this has been great. Thank you for hanging out with me and stuff. This has been pretty awesome. Yeah, go ahead, D. You got any more questions? Let's see. Oh, damn, that's a good idea. Alan, yeah, man. Like I said, let's see. Yeah, like I said, go to Joanne Fabrics. Look, but the pattern's got to be really tight on the lace that you use. If it's really big, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to show up, and it's like not even doing it at all. Sometimes it's better to use some type of a shield versus lace on something like that. Decal size. Well, let's see. Decal size. D, help me out here. Can you repeat the question with the decal size? I've got a ton of other stuff here, and it's hard to go through and pick it apart. Bruce, I mean, when it comes to joining one of the builds, brother, just do it. Just do it. Take the car apart. I mean, if you don't have a YouTube page or something like that, that's not a big deal. Take the car apart, take your time, follow the videos, and don't only follow mine, and I know that you look at others. Paul at Fat Guy, Keith, Xavier, excuse me, Austin at Diecast Resurrection, blah, 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 blah. Okay. That's a joke, by the way, because he's a good guy. All these other guys, Don at Diecast Pirate, you got Southpaw Diecast. You know, there's so many folks out there. You got Cole at Kuda's Diecast. I mean, there's so many folks out there. Please, Somo Diecast, John Sellers, Jim Silva. There's tons of them out there. Let's see. Gary, thank you, brother. Thank you so much for following, and anytime. Supplier for positive and negative mask for ghost flames. A lot of those times, Jimmy, when it comes to doing that, what I do is I find like flames and stuff like that on the internet, and I'll just look up flames for cars. I'll find a pattern I like. I'll print it out on paper. I'll try and size it appropriately in whatever graphics program you're using. I'll tape it down to a piece of vinyl that's got adhesive on the back. I'll cut it out with a razor blade, put that up there, and that's what I would use for something like that. Now, I have a vinyl cutter. My wife owns a sign shop, so that's, it's easy for me. But for those folks that don't, now you can go to a local sign shop and ask them to go through their scrap bin and pick up some pieces of vinyl, and you can use that stuff to make your masking material out of, and it's really, really cheap. You might even just give it to you. I'll be doing another video, Dane, on doing ghost flames. It's I did one for a 4 horseman build. It was a Corvette. It was a red Corvette when I finished up, but that was really good. Rolando, thank you, brother. I can't thank you enough for watching the channel. If there's something that I can answer for you, whatever, please don't hesitate to ask, buddy. It's my pleasure. Thank you for following me, though. Let's see. Rolando, no, thank you, brother. It's my pleasure, honestly, to have you folks follow me doing these customs and stuff like that. It's my honor. Thank you. Bruce, what's your page name? You got a YouTube page. What's your page name, brother? Well, your channel. What's your channel name? Oh, man. This has been a lot of fun. I can't thank you guys enough. It's been averaging anywhere from 25 to 40 people tonight. I'm extremely grateful. Oh, Bruce Solo. I'll definitely look it up, man. But I want to see some of your work. I definitely want to see some of your work. Now, if you're up for some constructive criticism, I don't have all the answers, okay? I do what's best for me, and I have a lot of fun doing it. But if I can answer questions for you or help you along with your hobby, it's my pleasure. Let's see. That's okay. Hey, you know, when I started, well, I had one video. Next thing I had two. Now I've got almost 300. All right. It takes time. And the more you do, the more builds you participate in, it pushes you to get better. And that's what us guys are out there for too, is to answer your questions and to encourage you to, you know, don't throw your paintbrushes in the garbage. Clean them up and get ready to use them again. Okay? That's what we're here for. That's what I'm for. Let's see. Full custom. That's absolutely correct, brother. You got to start somewhere, and it's really good to have encouragement and stuff from other folks. It's you get, like you said, you got to start somewhere, and there's a lot of things. God, a lot of things I did wrong when I first started, but I kept watching the guys that were really good, like Marty at Matchbox Makeovers there. A lot of guys. Go back and watch those old videos. You get a chance, grab your favorite beverage and sit down and do some binge watching on some of mine. And look how things have changed, the different products that I used changed, things as I found as I went along. Yeah, I mean, it's been great. How small can you make a decal before you start to lose a detail? You know, I think that, like, if you were doing a NASCAR or something and you had those sponsor stickers on the sides of the doors and stuff, all you're really going to see is color. Now, if you looked at a red oval with a little bit of white in it, you go, oh, wow, it's an SDP sticker. And things like that. And now, a lot of the detail depends on the printer you have, where an inkjet printer is not going to be as precise as a laserjet printer. And of course, the more expensive the printer, the better it's going to turn out. So that's when you're going to lose, and it depends on the graphics program you have. Rick from Australia, how you doing, brother? Thank you for stopping in. Thank you so much. George Hodges. George Hodges is a good friend of mine from Hodges HotWheels and Diecast. He is very, very talented when it comes to doing his diecast builds and stuff like that. Him and I have gotten together when I've done my traveling for my job and stuff. Also a gentleman by the name of Brian Free. I want to say, Brian, please get better soon, my friend. Brian got hit with the COVID bug, and it really kicked his ass hard. He's doing better. But Brian, please, please, please get better. Brian Free does some phenomenal die-cast customs, and I've actually bought some of his work, and it's in my cabinet at home. Does beautiful work. Brian Free. Check out some of his videos too. It's just Brian Free on YouTube. Let's see. D, if you get a hold of me with the decal that you're looking for, and we can go over sizes and colors and stuff like that, when I get back home, I might be able to make that for you. I mean, I have the ability to do white toner decals. I won't make any promises, but I'll do the best I can. Let's see. Charles, thank you for following the channel. Like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for your support and what you do and everything. You guys are absolutely awesome. Bruce, thank you. All you guys, there's 24 of you guys in a room right now. I'm humbled. I'm extremely humbled by being able to help you guys out, and that's the whole reason I started this YouTube page, was to help people. I love doing what I do. It's a lot of fun, and if I can help you make your cars look better, And then if your cars get better, then I got to get better. So it's a two-way street. Let's see. Excuse me. Sorry about that. What's the name of the guys that Paul just named? Which ones you talking about? Johnny, how you doing, man? How's it going? How's my little boy William? How's he doing? My first live broadcast, brother. I got a new camera for Christmas. I figured I'd try it out. I'm actually on a job site up in Virginia Beach. And like I said, if any of you guys live up in the Virginia Beach area, I'd be happy to get with you one evening, or who knows, 2 or 3, and throw back some adult beverages and tell some lies. Yeah, Johnny, I understand the working hard thing. Yeah, I got home for 3 days during Christmas and had to come right back up here. How can you have a great trip to California? Come on. No, seriously, California is a very beautiful state, and I wish the folks out there the best of luck when it comes to the government and stuff they have out there. Let's see. Yeah, I saw some of your custom cards, brother, and they're looking really, really good. It's only up to your imagination. Now, if you get a printer that can print on the front and the back, you're that much ahead. I started using different card stocks. I started out with like 80-pound paper, then I went to 100-pound paper. Now I'm going to start to try and run through 120-pound paper. Makes the cardboard more stiff when you go to print the custom cards. Let's see. Disneyland. Oh, wow, cool. Dude, you should have went to Disney World, then you could have stopped by my house again. Dude. Hey, encourage him, D. When it comes to the GoPro and everything, encourage him. Show him different things that you can do. Show him different things you know and stuff like that. But I know that you will show him reality, okay? Because you ask kids nowadays what they want to do for a living. You go, I want to be a video influencer. I want to be a blogger. Okay, well, hey, some people can make a really good thing at it, but anyways. Good gift, the GoPro. When you start doing a custom, do you have a plan? Do you ever get partway through that custom and have a total mind blank? Yes. There are times when I look at my build and say, this is what I want to do, and I start doing it and I tear the car apart. What really sucks is when you get in there with the jeweler's saw and you start cutting it and you're doing your thing and you go, oh, hell, that ain't going to work. Damn it. Hope I got another car that I can cut apart. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, I've ruined a few customs in my day. Or, here's one for you. You're doing a car and you got that car and you're drilling out the post on it, right? And you go, cool. So the next thing you do is you want to tap the hole, so you get the tap in here, and you're going, snap. And you snap the tap off in the damn hole of the post of the car. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. That sucks. I hate that. Let's see. Let's see. Simple Customs, brother, like I said, thank you. It's you guys that watch my videos and encourage me along to really do some stuff. I really want to put some really cool content out there for you. I'm always looking for suggestions on videos, like how to do this, how to do that. And that's where I like to do a lot of my work, is how-to videos, so I can show you how to do it, okay? It's fun. I mean, I've been a professional instructor a lot of my life, for the military and even in the civilian community. So I love doing the videos. I love putting content out there for you. If there's something you want to see or something that you want me to help you with, please don't hesitate to ask, okay? I'll do the best I can to answer for you. Now, heads up warning. You might not like the answer I give you, but if you don't want the answer that I give you, then don't ask the question. All right? All I can give you is my opinion. Okay? But I'll do the best I can. Let's see. Yeah, Charles Diecast, man, I'll tell you, like I said, I've done paint jobs before where I did the thing up, and God, I remember one time I was doing this paint job and I was really pressed for time, and I got it all done, and I've got it on the little hands-free with the little alligator clips, and oh wow, this looks great. And then all of a sudden, ting, it flies off the helping hands and onto the floor. Well, you know what? I got a dog and I got 3 cats, and they leave hair everywhere they go. It hit the floor, and I literally was thinking I was going to have to shave the car. But since the car was wet, I put it immediately in lacquer thinner, swished it around, and cleaned it off. It dried off really quick, and I got right back into it. Don't wait for it to dry. If it's still wet, if it's water-based paints, get it under the water, hot water, scrub it down with a toothbrush and some dish soap. If it's the urethane paints and like that, get in there, drop it in a lacquer thinner, swish it around, clean it up, scrub it if you got to. It's ready to go again. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh, man. So, Johnny, are you still there with William? Mac's dad. Brian, is that you? Charles Diecast, yeah. Dude, I'll tell you, if there was a mistake to be made when it comes to doing diecasting like that, I've done that mistake twice and got the t-shirt for it too. God, there's so many guys out there that got these YouTube channels and have got so many ideas, and it's really cool to follow all of them. Now, I follow a lot of guys too because they follow me. And like my buddy Cole over at Kuda's Diecast Customs, he's a really good kid. He's like 19 or 20 years old. He's somewhere around there. He's an up-and-coming diecast designer, and excuse me, that's not the right word, designer. He does a lot of really good customs. But some of the stuff he does, I look at it and go, I maybe wouldn't have done that. But hey, look, it worked for him. But I follow a lot of these guys, and a lot of times I can't get to watch their video between doing mine, doing the 4 Horsemen, doing the customs that I do. Sometimes I just can't follow all the videos that I want to. Now, there's some that I follow religiously because they're at the top of their game, like Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop in Austin and Diecast Resurrection. My buddy Zach over at Bare Metal Hot Wheels, really good guy. He hasn't put out a video in months, but he's actually a scientist or something like that, or an engineer. He does some phenomenal work. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. If you haven't subscribed to Bare Metal Hot Wheels, like I said, he hasn't done a video in quite a while. But he does more of the technical stuff when it comes to the scientific side of, doing like the zinc plating and stuff like that. And I got a really good video on zinc plating too. You ought to check that out. My playlist, I got like the how-to playlist, how to select an airbrush, how to select a compressor, how to take a car apart, things like that. Good stuff if you're just beginning, and there's some good videos there. Yeah, Bruce. Finding runs in your paint, finding a hair in the paint. Yeah. Sometimes if you spray the paint too much when you're using like Spectre Flame and it collects around the wheel wells where it runs and it drips and it collects around the wheel wells or around the door jambs and stuff. Sometimes, excuse me, sometimes when I use the helping hands, I've actually had to take the helping hands and flip it over and hang it upside down so it would flow down the other way. Yeah, I've done that before. Jimmy, thank you, my friend. Like I said, I love doing the videos. I like doing this stuff for you guys. And when you guys like follow me on the channels and leave comments and thumbs up and stuff like that, that's the stuff that really helps me out. Bruce, when it comes to looking at your work and stuff like that, I myself too am my own worst critic when it comes to looking at my stuff. I tend to be more of a perfectionist sometimes. Now, some people will disagree with you on that, but yeah, I'll look at things and go, I can't give that away. It looks like dog crap. Let's see. Yeah, Cole is a great kid, buddy. Oh, no way. So you do full custom, you do 3D parts? If you do, contact me. I'm always looking for new things. I've got a 3D printer in my closet that I got a while back, and I have not had the time to mess with it. Oh, man. I hate spammers. Well, wow. What an evening. Here it is. God, it's almost 9 o'clock here. I'm going to go ahead and let you folks go. I would love to sit down. We'll definitely do this again, maybe by this weekend. But get your questions together and stuff like that. We'll sit down and have some frosty beverages and answer some questions and stuff. But I can't thank you guys enough. This has been a lot of fun. It really, really has. And I've enjoyed this immensely. And I can't thank you enough for joining me tonight. It was fun, and getting to know you folks that much better. But thank you. Look, if you want your channels to grow, if you want your customs to get better like that, do the build-offs, do the 4 horsemen, do the 3 blind mice, do the all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, there's so many build-offs going on. Do them, all right? It will make your customs better. There's a few more questions here. Did you ever get custom burnout? Yes and no. I love what I do so much that I don't get burned out in that respect, but there's sometimes that I'm working on a car where I have a mental block. I was doing one for my friend Les, and I cut the roof out of a 55 panel van, and he wanted glass put in there. And I've just recently discovered how to take care of that. I'm going to get me a vacuum machine and make him a glass top like that. But yeah, same thing with my buddy Keith. I'm doing that 1940 Ford truck for him, turning it from a single cab to a quad cab. There's so many times that I ran into a mental block when it comes to stuff like that. I have to walk away from it for a while and come back to it later. But yeah, I get a mental block every so often. But I do love what I do. Keith, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Let's see. Andre, thank you, brother. You, like I said, you're one of my greatest supporters, and I can't thank you. Charles, thanks, and I'll look forward to having some more beverages with you in the near future. I promise. I'm going to be stuck in this hotel room, and I figure I'll fire this thing up and bore you guys. And do it together. East Coast get together. You know, it's funny, Bruce, you say that. East Coast get together. All right, here's one of the last big things that I'll be talking to you about. I'm working on a deal with Spray Gunner. We are planning to do, once this COVID stuff subsides, whatever, we're going to do a diecast workshop. It's going to be in Tampa, Florida. I don't have a date, but I'm going to have a bunch of guest instructors down there, and I'm going to have a bunch of guest instructors like Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, Xavier from Diecast Show Customs, Paul from Fat Guy Productions, and we're going to invite some other folks down there. We're also going to have some of the guys from the industry, John from the Redline Shop, Vince from Second Chance Redlines. We're going to have a bunch of guys down there at this thing. We're going to probably limit it to about 50 people, but we're also talking about potentially doing a live feed where you would subscribe to it and then do it. But again, we're going to have we're looking at a 3-day diecast workshop where we'll show you step by step all the instructors that we have, and they'll be giving classes on their specialty. Like Keith does a lot of the post-apocalyptic builds, but everybody will be doing their specialty when it comes to teaching you guys these classes, and we'll be there to answer your questions and all kinds of stuff. But that's something that I'm working on with Spray Gunner, and hopefully that's coming up in the future once this COVID thing subsides. Let's see. Any more questions? Okay, email. Max Dad, thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Sorry, got this damn spammer. Okay. Simple Customs, Eddie, thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I'll be doing this again probably by this weekend. Micromark sells some really good products, folks. Good stuff there. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much. Cheers to you. I'll put up something for the next live broadcast. And get your favorite beverages, and we'll shoot the breeze, and hopefully I can answer questions for you. But cheers. Thank you so much. Have a great night, and thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it. Bye.